Hello, bitches.
Yo, what it do?
What did y'all do last night?
Okay.
I looked at your story.
I want to complain.
She has the best side of the story.
I want to complain about West Coast men. Because why do West Coast men think everything is tricking? I'm very confused by that. As a Midwest... Okay, so yesterday we went to this lounge called Crave. And mind you, we did not plan on meeting men. We didn't plan on hanging out with men. Like, we went with the intentions of buying our own hookah, buying our own bottles, being in our own section, whatever. So we get into the parking lot, and there's this guy. And you know, what did I say like 2 episodes ago? I like the flashy dudes with the watches and the chains. So he had that, right?
Yes.
So you're like...
He was looking at me. I was looking at him. And
he was cute.
He was cute. He was actually very cute.
Yeah.
And he was looking at me. And he was like, oh, like he like told me to go over there. So I went up to him, and we're talking. And he's like, oh, I'm from the Bay Area. He's like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Chicago. So I gave him my Instagram.
Oh, Lord.
But I didn't tell him, like, we want to go into your section. I didn't say anything about that. He went inside. So we're getting everybody together, go inside. And he comes out. And he's like, come to our section. So I'm like, fuck it. We're going to go, whatever. Like, we're already drunk. Fuck it. Let's just go to his section. So we all go. It's all of us. It's him and his friend by themselves. His friend was acting so weird. Like, he was, I don't know if he was like scared of us. I don't know. There was too many bitches and it was just him by himself. I don't know.
Literally, the cute dude was like, he kept the
kept
whole time
telling him,
come over.
We're all
and the guys
shaking.
literally like,
we're all, it's
no.
nothing but ass in the section because we're drunk. So we're all twerking.
My titties fell out
Titties is
mad
out.
times.
It's nobody, and there's nobody in there. So it's like, where are you going to go? We're the only bitches in there doing the most. So it's like, come have fun. Like, but his friend was acting so weird. So anyways, he buys one bottle. It's 7 bitches. He buys one bottle. And
first of all, one bottle, you can finish one bottle.
Okay.
Right.
Like, we're heavy. Okay.
He bought one bottle. And then we're smoking hookahs that he already had. So it's not like he bought anything new. Like, he just bought one bottle. He didn't do anything.
So in his brain, was he thinking he did a flex because he bought a bottle? He bought a one.
Okay, so
a one
for 7 of us.
We drank the bottle or whatever. And then we're like, Hef is like, oh, I want to go to the strip club. Let's go to the strip club. So I'm like, say less. I love strippers.
Yes.
Strip club always is a yes. So I looked at him and I'm like, mind you, he is recording us all on, I don't know.
He's getting his life.
He is getting
his Instagram story is very lit today.
He's putting his watch, because he had like an iced out Rolex, so he's putting his watch and then he
When I tell
everywhere.
you, I literally at one point saw him say, oh my God, like I saw him.
He was having the time of his life.
He was
not
anticipating what was happening to
He
him.
thought he was going out for a chill hookah night with his homeboy.
No.
Turned out,
Here come the whores.
Big sluts.
Okay? And big time, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
Big sluts.
we're like, we're gonna go to the strip club. Do you want to come? And he's like, he looks at me and he's like, no, why can't you just come to my place? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna hang out with my bitches. I don't want to fucking hang out with you. Like, let's just go out. Like, I don't see the issue.
Right.
He did not want to go. So we're at the strip club and he's texting me and he's like, I don't see why you just couldn't come to my place. I feel like a trick. And I said, do you know? And I looked at my phone and I was like, you bought one bottle.
I don't think he knows what a trick is.
And the bottle,
I don't think he knows that we're literal prostitutes.
I asked the bottle girls how much, because I was going to buy my own bottle.
Correct.
I asked them how much it was. It was $250.
Oh.
Sir.
That's not even a fourth.
You bought $200
for 7 of us.
for
Actually,
7
it is a
bitches. And we're smoking pre-smoked hookahs. In what world is that a trick? I said, do you know what a trick is? Because that to me means a very different word. I don't know if like on the West Coast, that means like a trick is anybody who
buy
does
anything.
Spend any money.
Yeah. In my mind, no, a trick is you're buying pussy.
Yeah.
You didn't buy any pussy. That's normal. I don't know. In Chicago, and men in Chicago don't act like that.
Yeah.
Men in Chicago.
Men in Miami.
They would and men in Miami, we would have had 5 bottles. Every bitch would have had their own hookah. We would have went to the strip club after.
Now somebody would have tried to fuck, but the things would have been spent.
But I would have fucked.
Yeah,
because he did all of that. I'm not
you
fucking.
Put out a couple
I'm not fucking for 1 bottle and 2 hookahs. That's already been
and not
smoked.
even an hour of our like it literally wasn't even. We were there for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was
but
it.
He felt very offended. Like he was very like, I feel like a trick. I'm not no trick. Like he kept telling me, like, I'm not a trick. And I'm like, who's calling you a trick? Because I I never called you that. I thought we were just having fun. I'm confused.
Cool. And also, like, that's for you to hold. That is a you problem.
Right.
I have nothing to do with that.
Gonna...
How you feel is up to you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to just continue on
Enjoy
with my
your
day.
night.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I'm definitely not going to go to your place.
Absolutely fucking not. Because you're going to be, you're rapey probably.
That's
I paid
the
that
vibes.
$250. I'm trying to get
like,
some.
That's the vibes I was getting. It was like, what are you going to do if I go to your place? Like, no. But yeah, we went there. Then we went to the casino and I won. I was there all night. So yeah.
But
I did win.
Everybody slowly
I was hitting.
Trickled off.
Yeah. But then I met this older man. I kept calling him uncle. He got mad. But it was like, I didn't know what he is.
I didn't hear this part.
Yeah, it was this older man. It was this older man. He was fine. He was very fine. Like, he was super tall. He looked like he was a retired drug dealer or something. He had on a button up and like some slacks and like some suspenders, some like, the brunch boots stuff. But his arms were like, his sleeves were rolled up.
He was tatted.
So all you saw was tattoos. And he had tattoos on his neck too.
Oh.
He was smoking a cigar. And he looked at me, I was at him, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one right there. So I went up to him and I started talking to him. But he was like, he kept calling me youngin'. So I'm like, okay, uncle.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not an uncle. I'm only 47. I'm like, I'm 27. You're my uncle. you're the uncle. But it's cool. But he was fine though. But I don't think he thought that I was for real, like trying to fuck with him because I gave him my number and he was like, are you gonna call me? I'm like, I gave you my number.
Do
you
people
need
not
to
know
call
what
me.
prostitutes are?
I don't know.
Do people not understand?
No, but he is from LA. I'm telling you, it's the West Coast men.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do people not sell pussy on the West Coast?
They pimp. They got that big
That's
heavy.
true.
They got the
true.
big heavy pimp culture out there.
That's true. And you
in
know
the
what?
Bay Area.
Yes. And with that said, that's why he was offended because let me not speak for the entire West Coast, but I know at least from the few Bay Area niggas that I fucked with,
they don't
being a trick is offensive because their role is I'm pimping bitches.
Right. He kept telling me because when we were in the section, he was like, do you have your passport? Like randomly asked me if I have my passport.
He's trying to traffic you,
and
bitch.
I said yes. Right. That's what I told my friend. I would be in Tijuana somewhere, bitch. I don't know. No, he was like, do you have your passport? Do you want to go on a vacation with me?
No.
And I was like,
no,
but I was drunk. I'm like, yeah, my passport. And he was like, I'll take you, but I'm not no trick. He kept telling me like the whole night, I'm not no trick. I'm not no trick.
Pimp you.
But the Bay Area has that very like big like I'm a pimp culture type thing. I don't fuck with that.
No.
Because it's like, I like men who spend money. I don't like men who are like,
making my money. Yeah, make money
not
off
even
of me.
that, but like making me feel like I have to do the fucking most just to have fun with you. Like, I don't like that shit. Because it's like, I could have just been by myself. I didn't need you. You invited yourself into my space.
Literally.
So if you're going to invite yourself to my space, you're going to spend that motherfucking bag. You're going to buy all our shit. None of my friends that I'm with are coming out.
Don't make us feel uncomfortable.
None of my friends are coming out of pocket. I don't want to hear shit. My friends buy food, liquor, whatever the fuck they want. You're paying for it, point blank period, because you want to be in my space.
Yeah.
So when I'm around men like that, that's like making me feel like I'm doing the most for asking for the bare minimum, it's like, go away.
No,
like,
thank you. This is not.
I didn't need you.
So with that said, what city do we think has the best men?
Chicago.
Yeah.
And
what are the categories?
Miami men too. I don't know. I just, like I said, like when I go out in Chicago with like Chicago men, they're like the culture out there is not like bitches owe you shit.
Is Chicago the Midwest? What is Midwest?
It's the Midwest.
That's
okay.
what.
I feel
Chicago,
like that is
Detroit,
part of it. It's like more gentlemanly, even though they're still terrible people. But
right.
it's like
Chicago, Detroit.
Chivalry.
Shit like that. But I just feel like out there, they're just have that, it's like a culture of like, we're going to show out.
Yeah.
And everyone scams out there, so it's like they don't give a fuck
Same
about spending money. So
Yeah.
it's like, you will never be in a section and like, no man is ever going to be like, I'm not a trick. No, they want to be tricks. They like out there, like men will take you shopping, not even fuck you. Like they just want to impress. They just want, they that's the thing out there. They want to impress women. So they spend money without anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like in Miami, they kind of do expect things in Miami, but
it's-
they also are very big in like, and they want to be the dude that's spending the most money, the most bottles, the most hookah, the baddest bitches. Like they want that.
Yes.
So I don't know. I love Atlanta too. I like Atlanta.
Yes.
Atlanta.
It's all the same things. It's literally all the
scammer culture.
Yes,
Period.
scammer,
stripper culture.
Stripper culture.
And then the fake gentlemanly.
Because I've never been to Houston, but I feel like it has to be very similar in that
I've
light.
heard Houston is the same. I've never been there either, but I've heard Houston is the same as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also why I've never I've never been to LA or anywhere in California really.
Because why?
And I feel like it's that because I follow like people from LA and like shit like that, like Bay Area and stuff like that. And I feel like they always talk about like not spending money on women. So I feel like that just like
turns you off.
I don't want to go there.
What is even the point?
What am I going to go do out there?
Yeah.
And like from the times I've been to LA, it's very like women do have to prove themselves just to like get in. Like literally just to get in the door, you have to be somebody or you have to have something or you have to be begging or like something along those lines, literally just to get in the door. And like...
And see, I'm used to not doing shit.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not proving anything to you. Just you like me, you think I'm cute, then spend that bag.
Yeah.
And call it a day. Like,
I agree.
I hate having to prove myself.
The first time I went to Atlanta, I went to one of the malls and literally within like 5 seconds of being in there, this guy came to me and was like, so you trying to go shopping? And I'm like, okay.
Exactly.
Literally went shopping. I do not know this man.
Yeah.
Didn't fuck this man.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Let's go shopping. I'm like, cool. Then as I was walking out, someone else was like, you leaving or you going in? I'm like.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they're so giving. Like, and I love that. Like, I know it's fake and I know it's for a reason. They're trying to fuck, so I know they're doing it for a reason. But it's still like at least they're doing something.
Yes.
Like,
benefits if me. You're going to shoot a shot,
that's how you shoot it. That's how you shoot
the
it.
bag. Like, that's just it. That's the best way.
Yeah.
Then the strip club was very.
No, I didn't go to the strip club.
We went to this strip club called Spearmint. It was very white. Mm-hmm. None of the men were either okay, so it was a white strip club. So I'm used to going to like the strip clubs where like, you know, people are throwing money and it's very flashy.
That's Miami.
Yeah. That's how I am. Like I want to throw the money. Nobody in there was throwing money. So in my mind, I'm like, y'all don't have any money because why are you guys not throwing money? So we all got our money.
Because throwing money is a good way to waste money, and it does mean you have money. Because if you're just throwing shit, that means you're done with your band of one.
So that's what we were doing. So it was nothing but like us in the. It's only women. We had our own little section because they gave us our own section, and we're throwing the money. So everyone is staring at us, and like all the strippers were like, "This is not that type of club." Like one of the girls came up, she was like, "Have y'all been here before?" And I was like,
bitch, do you want this money or
not? Like, I don't, right?
Was it a black strip club?
No, it was a white strip club. But they were playing like hip hop and like R&B in there, but it was definitely a white strip club. And they're
used to you going like this.
Like sliding it in.
Take my card. Like that type of club.
Or they collect it with their boob, you know? They come back and collect it with their titties. Or maybe they had like a boom boom room, like a room or something like that.
I feel like that's the type of club where they make the most money in those type of rooms. It was not one of the clubs that like they make the most money on stage because nobody was throwing shit. Like, not even going up to the stage giving people money. They were just sitting there. So I was getting mad. What was it called? Spearmint. Oh. So I was getting mad because I'm like, why does nobody have, like, y'all just came in here and not tipping no money?
Do you know of black strip clubs here?
No.
Yeah.
See. I think there's one called Crazy Girls. It's Floyd Mayweather's strip club.
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing I know
of is
Floyd.
Wanted to go to.
But I thought it was called something about his something collection, like something
girl collection.
Yeah. And so the only reason I haven't been is because that is extremely misogynistic.
Wow.
And it's owned by Floyd Mayweather, who I'm pretty sure is like a known abuser.
Yeah.
So no thank you. I'm not trying to be a patron of that club.
But then he would have probably one black-ish.
Yeah, that's true.
No, they have all the...
They have all black women?
All black women in there. Like the big booty twerking, throwing...
I think it's probably the only one.
Exactly.
But you know what? So fuck Floyd Mayweather for sure. And also, shout out to that club because I bet the bitches in there make a lot of fucking money. Being like the only black club, they probably make so much
because this club was very like... They're like...
Was it like, pour some sugar?
Right.
What is that song?
I don't know.
It's a white people song.
It was giving me...
I don't know it.
And I
don't know, but we were in there being fucking obnoxious. So we're throwing the money. Like, even the white guys like around us...
niggers.
The white guys around us moved because they were like, these bitches are doing the fucking most because we're fucking throwing the money. We're ordering hella shots.
Y'all had y'all cameras out and shit.
Right. I'm over here like,
what the fuck?
Shake some ass. I wanted some twerking. None of the girls were twerking. I'm like, I'm confused.
What were they doing?
They were just like
this?
Yeah,
like the GTA strippers.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. It was the GTA strippers. They were really pretty though. I will say, like the white girls were trash, but the black girls that were in there, they were very like done up. But I could tell it's because
they have to be if they're not shaking ass.
That's the club that's like you sit down and talk and make money.
Yeah.
It's not. They don't have to sweat. They don't have to climb the pole. And I'm like, bitch, who's doing a split? I want to see some motherfucking something.
There is really a big difference between like white strip club culture and black strip club culture. And even if there are like black women working at the white strip club, like the culture of the club really informs what the club is going to be doing and what the vibes are going to fucking be. I don't think I would ever enjoy that.
It was not fun. That's why we left. Because I was like, I'm not going to keep spending money here.
Yeah. And also if the music is not
I want to
exactly
see ass clap.
Yeah.
I want to see some ratchet shit. Like, I don't want to see fucking
Miami
grinding on the pole sensually.
And also Miami and Atlanta are like different kinds of strip clubs too. Because in a lot of places they be like only topless or like that's another thing.
They weren't getting naked as
well.
So
no I was going to say, I don't know
I'm
about
used to
on the West Coast.
Nothing. And I'm used to booby trap. Like, bitch, you could
I'm seeing your
finger
hole.
A bitch in there and then let you. Like,
I'm literally seeing holes.
We went to Houston, or my friends went to Houston.
Wild shit at booby trap.
In Houston, they don't sell liquor like bottles because they can't show pink and serve liquor.
Yes.
And so it's BYOB. People, you can bring your own bottles inside, but that's
and that
the only
doesn't
way
really make sense either. It's like we're still getting drunk.
Right.
So
what's the point?
I don't know. But that, and then when I went to strip club in LA, it was the same thing. They only got topless because they serve alcohol.
But what's
so they
crazy
can't do both.
is like I know strippers in LA make so much money.
Just
they do not get naked.
Yeah.
And they make bread.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's only because it's LA.
And again, every like culture city is different because in Miami, I don't think that the girls, because there's what fucking club is it? On South Beach. It opened like a couple years ago. I forget what that shit is called. V Live. There's a V Live on Ocean Drive.
It's still not. It's
probably not because when it first opened, there was like, first of all, it's on the very end of the strip and people don't normally like walk down that far.
Right.
So it's poor placement. And then the other thing is, they only can show titties. And I don't even know if they show nipples because when I was in there, they had like pasties over their nipples and they definitely cannot show coochie.
They can't, but I think because it's on the strip.
No,
it's not.
All of the other strip clubs are not on South Beach at all. They're far out.
Yeah.
King of Diamonds, all of them shits are out.
And
so I think because it's on Ocean Drive, there's different stipulations and shit. And so I went in there and I'm like, this is essentially like a go-go club. Like,
right.
Which, okay.
Because even the white strip clubs are different in Miami. Like Tootsie's is a white strip club, but they get butt naked.
They
and
fuck.
Like, also they fuck.
In there.
They're sucking dick in
for
the
like
back.
$200, literally.
Yes.
Literally.
Shout out to them.
I know, but they're making bread.
So much
I'm
money.
not mad at them.
Shout out to them.
One of my tricks, literally, I told him, I forget, we first started talking, I said something like, blah, 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 $1,000. And he was like, I was just in Tootsie's last night and they fucked me for like $250. And I was like, that's cool. Keep fucking Tootsie's bitches then. Because that's not. And I was trying to explain it's a different experience.
Right,
you're in there getting your dick hard and wanting to fuck because that's what strippers' jobs are.
Right.
And then, you're going to get a little extra $250 when you've already spent probably $500 or $1,000.
Right. You've already spent that.
Right. So, they're going to suck you off and that's cool. This is a different experience.
Now
it's really not more of an experience because I don't do girlfriend experience. But I'm still, it's a different type of situation. Correct. So you're gonna have to come out of pocket with the full thing. So they be in there, but I just know. And so in my brain, I was like, part of it is like, damn, they fucking up the game, but also they're not because it really is like two different. It's two different worlds, kind of. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, shout out to them because if they're selling pussy for $250, $200, even like $150, and they're fucking like 10 dudes
a day.
Or 15
just coming up.
They're making money.
Yeah. You know how many dudes go in there?
Yes. It's like the 9 to 5.
And isn't it open like 24 hours? Isn't it open like 24 hours?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They're making money.
It's literally like the 9 to 5 aspect of it. They're like in the corporates, and
they're getting their tips. They
have to work
they're
on
their commission and their hourly rate.
I just like slutty strippers. I don't like the fucking classy
I don't sell pussy.
I don't like that shit. Like, no, bitch, show me your pussy. Like, you know what
I'm in the mood for that though. Like, sometimes I'm in the mood for like if I know what I'm going in there for. Like, I'm expecting like Scarlett's in Hollandale. Is like it's they come out in like the gown
with the furs
and they do like the walk around like the galley and I like that for that.
When you want that vibe.
Yeah, like for the glamour and the, you know what I mean? Like that style of the glamour.
I want to feel like Future when I'm in the club.
Yep.
So,
I want, what is that girl's name? Mason, Royalty Mason, I think is her name. She used to be in King of Diamonds, and she literally, I idolize this woman because, first of all, she is built like a fucking Olympic, like, I don't know what.
Yes.
And she goes and she walks on the stage and she looks like a total fucking bitch. She just has a straight ass face. She do not be smiling at people.
Fucks up the pole.
And she literally just like goes and like cleans the pole. And then that bitch is literally at the fucking top in a split second and then chop down with the splits.
When they play that Meek Mill song.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Y'all thought I was
and that's her sliding down.
The hair be
She's
moving.
brown skin. Yes.
Serious ass
that
face.
To me is like my favorite thing. Because I'm like, yes, bitch, fuck it up.
Yes.
And you can't not spend money when you see that.
Yeah.
Because you feel moved like that bitch is a fucking gymnast. That's circulation. I'm giving my money to this bitch. Yeah, I don't want to see. And actually, I want to specify, I don't mind the glamorous stripper shit. My thing is, I don't like strippers who are like looked down upon bitches who sell pussy because there's the whole like horror-archy.
We went through that.
I don't fuck with that.
With that girl.
Yeah, who we had on the show. We didn't put her episode out, right?
Nope.
Bitch, you are a slut. Society looks at you as a fucking whore.
Period.
As a home wrecker, as a whatever. Oh, I don't sell pussy. That's cool. Bitches are selling pussy.
Yeah. Like,
and then like if we're gonna be real, like people usually think strippers sell pussy.
Yes.
Like, everybody thinks strippers sell pussy.
That's literally what you're trying to explain to her.
Even if you don't. Every man that you think like, because the thing is, like, they try to be, like, respectable. Like, I'm a stripper, but I don't.
You are a whore.
But, like, any man.
I'm not a stripper, I'm a dancer.
Any man who was, like, against sex work is probably saying, like, oh, no, this bitch sells pussy. I'd never wife her or I'd never date her because she sells pussy. So it's like.
And also, I'm pretty sure that every single person thinks that when you go in the back room, the purpose of the room is to fuck.
Yeah.
And I always thought that until I started meeting strippers and I was like, oh, it's actually not for that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, if you do private parties, I definitely think you're fucking.
Yeah.
Why are you going to people's homes?
You're going to somebody's house. You're in a room with your...
Yeah, it may be you and maybe two or three other bitches.
Men are already very comfortable at the strip club.
Correct.
Can you imagine at their
house?
All the private parties.
They're pulling their dick out in front of the homeboys and everything.
I'm fucking. Yeah.
They're pulling their dick. They're naked.
Yeah. I remember one time I did a private party for, actually it was an NFL player who so the school that I went to for undergrad was like a small private Catholic school, but there was a big like state school near us. So I always hung out there and I was always like fucking with the athletes. And one of the dudes who played football ended up going to the NFL. And when I was in Miami, he reached out to me and said his brother is getting married and he's having a bachelor party and they need strippers. And I think this may have been even my first private party, but he brought me and then brought some other girls. And so when I got there, and that's the other thing is it's such a weird, because you're at the house with them.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like they're just coming and you're not even dressed yet. So I literally was hanging out in my slippers and flip-flops and whatever and like talking to them, but also like trying to be standoffish because that's kind of my thing.
Right.
And then the other girls came in, they went right upstairs, got dressed and started dancing. And it was really fucked up, honestly, because the guys didn't want to give them any money. For whatever reason, they were like, we're waiting for you. When are you getting changed? And so the girls came down, started dancing on the, what's the word? Bachelor?
Mm-hmm.
No money. They were not spending no money. And they got so fucking mad. And I'm actually kind of glad that I hadn't gotten dressed yet because they didn't even know that I was a stripper. Because I feel like if they would have known, then maybe I would have gotten into a fight with these bitches. I don't know myself. And it was like 4 of them. So I would have probably got jumped, honestly. But so they ended up fucking leaving.
What made you hold out and not change?
Because I feel like we talked about this, that like my style of being wanted is like this game of seduction.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make it seem like I don't really fuck with you. I'm not really,
My bitch was on it before she walked in the door. You had the roll going.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Just, so I'm acting uninterested. And truly I am uninterested, so it works. But it also is like a great fucking tactic.
Right.
And then there's
it
also...
clearly worked.
Correct. There's also, and I do this when I go on yachts too with men, is I like wait for a moment of a reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Bitches have, gain a little bit of weight. But before, bitches is tip-top shape.
Right.
And not that the other girls don't have good bodies. They have nice bodies.
Right.
There's something about being the last bitch to get naked.
Right.
And you were the one in like a big ass t-shirt and nobody was
right.
People were unsuspecting.
Yeah.
And then you come out like bang
Big
in my floss.
Yes. BBL, Dr. Miami,
correct.
Shout out. Right.
Exactly. So I do the same thing on both, the same thing there. So I did my little standoffish shit. The bitches was dancing, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I need to go do my shit. And then did the reveal, and it was like, niggas went crazy. And I don't fucking dance. Yeah. I don't know how to do no fucking splits. I mean, I can twerk-ish, but I'm not no stripper, bitch. Yeah. Right. So I'm doing the literal least amount of fucking labor.
That's beautiful.
I didn't even do no, like, you know, sitting on them like lap dance, like none of that shit. I literally was just I was standing, I would go around the circle and just go, and they'd be like, and then they like put a chair for the bachelor, and I literally just like got on the floor and like opened my legs and like did this for like 5 minutes. And I think that they were thinking I was gonna like sit on him. I don't know how to do a fucking lap dance, so I didn't because I didn't want to embarrass myself. And I had shoes on, so bitches was scared I was gonna fall over. What the fuck? Stripper shoes are hard to walk in, bitch. Anyway, I feel like the point of what I was trying to say is that I ended up fucking like 5 niggas that night. And I had them give me $1,000 up front. Right. Like, I'm not showing up unless you give me minimum 1,000 plus tips. So it was 1,000 plus the tips, and it had to be like, I don't know, 2 or 3 bands and tips. Right. And then I think I charged like $450 to fuck because they had same reason why Tootsie's charged $250 to fuck.
You just made all that money. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. One after. You're fucking. When? At a private party, you are
fucking. Like 5,000 that night.
And these are niggas that I like went to college with essentially. And it was very bizarre, but also awesome. And also, the bachelor ate my pussy.
Oh, he nasty.
Yeah, I be thinking about that. Like bachelor parties and bachelorette parties.
They're fucking
like you are meant to like
you're finna get married and you are eating and
nobody talks about that.
Nobody.
No, like, and then he's eating coochie that his homeboys just fucked. So
correct. Like, and his I think it was his brother. Yeah, his brother has been fucking because his brother had been paying me
You're eating pussy that everybody just fucked.
Yeah. Like, also, I know that we're whores, so it's not like we think whores are dirty. But I know that the general public thinks whores are dirty. Right. So my thing is like, your interpretation is I'm eating a dirty stripper pussy.
Right.
And you did it.
You did it.
And you wanted to do it.
Right before you got married.
Paid for that.
And enthusiastic about it. And left the party to go to the bank to get more bread to make sure you could do it. Because they ran out of money. And I was like, then this is what the fuck.
Good night.
He said, I'm going to run to the bank real quick.
Period.
You're getting married, sir.
Listen.
You know they don't give a fuck.
And the NFL player brother dude, he was also married this entire time and he had been tricking for months. And he was he's the only trick that he was the only trick that has ever been like, I'm married, we have to be careful. Most of these things are so fucking sloppy.
Yeah.
He would
raw.
Listen, exactly. He would be like, we gotta drive. I would have to drive to like bumfuck area in Florida to fucking go meet him. And it was like, oh, well, don't text this number. And when you get there, like, leave the thing. Like, there was all these directions I had to do. That's the first time anyone has ever done that. Most niggas who are married are just like, yo, what's good? What's up? I like 8 of my pictures. All right. Like, really sloppy.
Very sloppy. You remember that
I've been to people's houses.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You got kids that live here.
Majority of dudes do not give a fuck. All.
Do
You'll
think
be fucking
their
running to the
wives,
family photo?
Do you think their wives do not give a like they're crying in the Rolls Royce?
I don't think a lot of them know.
I think they know.
I think a lot of them know. I think they're very good at hiding it because I honestly because I think about it, like a lot of NFL they travel a lot, so I feel like for them like and a lot of times they travel alone, like they don't. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of times like their wives and think some of them do know. Yeah. Some of them do know for sure, but I feel like a lot of them don't know and they're fucking naive and.
They are the good girls.
Yeah,
right. They are the ones that got married.
But are you going to cry in the Rolls Royce or not?
I'm crying in the motherfucking Bentley, bitch.
I know that the majority of my tricks, except for the one I just talked about, they almost all have kids, wives, girlfriends, and are extremely sloppy. And at minimum, one of them, his partner, his wife, knows that he's consistently cheating, does not leave him, even had a third baby with him.
Right.
So...
Because it's like, are you going to leave the bag?
No, you're not. I mean,
a lot of these men got like $40 million contract. Are you going to really leave that for
houses?
And I built this lifestyle and I've done this thing. And at the end, you know what I'm saying?
He can only cheat for so long.
Correct.
Like,
at this point, like, I just feel like at that point, it's just like, bitch, where's your pool boy? Go get you something. Like, go get you some too.
But they would never because they're the good girl.
Yeah.
They would never actually do that. I know that one of my tricks, his wife found out okay, first of all, niggas are so fucking sloppy. He got his high school sweetheart, who is now who he's married to. He got his high school sweetheart pregnant because he was fucking her raw, got her pregnant. He's married, has 2 kids already. Actually, 2 kids and his wife was also pregnant. So got this high school sweetheart pregnant. And the way that his wife found out is because she went to the Gucci store and was, I guess, I'm not rich enough to like know how the Gucci store electronics work. But essentially there was something on the tab that was like, he bought a purse and it wasn't for her. So she asked the cashier, what is this? And he was like, oh, it was for da-da-da-da-da, because he don't know no better.
Right.
And she was like, oh, for who?
You're buying bitches Gucci bags? Oh, I'd be hurt.
Yeah.
Now you're taking bitches to the Gucci store.
And then had babies essentially at the same time.
Ghetto twins.
Yep.
Damn.
Sloppy. That's messy.
Fucking sloppy.
And she's still with him, because I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And she's still with him.
Yes.
They're posting, she got...
They posted pictures?
But she got the car, you know what I'm saying? So she's still with his ass, but shout out to her.
Yeah.
He got some good dick.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
He does.
He has some good
He
dick.
was a 5-year, I feel like he was my chick for like 5 years.
Yeah, when I was sucking his dick,
He's so fine.
when I saw him, he picked me up at your apartment actually, because you told him about me. He picked me up.
Yep.
Had the cash up front.
Yep. Because he
was
has
so
good
fine.
etiquette because I'm like, you need to have good etiquette.
He was so fine. I was sucking his dick all on the way to the hotel.
Yep. He is so fine.
That's awesome.
He is so
I
fine.
mean, good, maybe not good for her, but if she's making it work.
And their babies are so cute and look just like him.
You may hurt yourself. You may be hurt for a moment, a week or so.
Yeah, I feel like
you get over it.
I wonder what the process is for that though, because I couldn't deal with that. I'm not even gonna lie. I would go to jail.
Yeah.
No, I would be hurt. But I feel like there's a lot of, I don't know, like they probably want to feel wanted so bad. And then also it's like the status, like you're married to a NFL player who makes millions of dollars. Like, and like with the dude we're talking about, for example, like he's a very like important player. He's not like a regular nobody. He's not a bench warmer.
He contract.
He has a
like
huge contract.
Yeah.
Right.
And he has a big role. So it's like the status, like being able to say like, that's my husband. Like, I feel like for them, it's like they could never, who are they going to date after that?
Also, I don't think that she works or like
no, she doesn't do anything. So it's like
job
when
career.
you date a man like that, or you're married to a man like that who has all that status, all that money, everything that goes with that, like who are you gonna date after that?
Yeah,
you can't go back to a regular person.
Mm-mm. And you know what? This is, I feel like either we've talked about this or I feel like I wrote about this a while ago, but this is literally like both sides of patriarchy and misogyny. We're on the whore slut sucking dick for money side, and they're on the I need to be a chaste, virtuous wife. This is the highest calling and purpose of my life is to be married and to be a mom.
Right.
This is what I was taught and raised. This is what I'm expected to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. So they're doing what they... And I honestly think so much of it is, it's obviously socialization, but it ends up being like brainwashing and emotional manipulation in a way, because women end up doing things for a long time that they really don't genuinely want to do and feel obligated to do. And the other thing is there are benefits, even though it really ends up not being a benefit, but there are benefits to being married and being the wife.
Yeah.
Like quite literally financially and also social status, like you said. So there is, I get it. And also I would only get it from the perspective of you having the awareness of all of that and you're able to play it to your benefit.
Right.
I feel more bad for the women who are just in it and are naive.
Exactly.
And I also try to be open-minded around what people's like negotiation power is and like where they're at. And because I know even for me, it's been a process of like being able to make demands of niggas and then being able to walk away when they don't make the demands. And not everybody's there yet.
Right.
And these niggas are abusive.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I say to myself, like, because even serial cheating is abuse. I feel like we talked about that on the previous episode. Yeah. So it's, again, part of me is like, fuck them, because they don't fuck with sex workers. So I don't fuck with them off that alone.
Exactly.
And also from like a mental health side, I'm like, I feel for you, bitch.
Yeah.
You are stuck in this fucked up relationship.
Getting cheated on is...
lied to, deceit, the whole motherfucking
terrible.
Manipulated, confused. It's crazy making and chaos.
You have all these questions, so it's like, imagine going through that every month.
Being gaslit, like
every month.
Fucks
like
you up.
those bitches are going through that every month.
Yes.
Getting somebody else pregnant.
Yeah. Can you imagine the fucking, I can't, bitch. But shout out to Tricks, though.
Yeah.
Keep spending that motherfucking bag.
Keep spending that motherfucking bag. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck?
Period. Sorry, but also, it is what it is. Let's do this just a tip.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to have an alter ego as a sex worker? I have never had an alter ego, so...
Like, what type of, are you, not trying to show people, what you look like?
Right.
That's my assumption.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, alter ego, some fetish BDSM shit, or alter ego, I'm not comfortable showing my face. But let's go with either.
I mean, if you're not comfortable showing your face, you just have to make, if you're going to, because you need to promote on social media, just make a whole bunch of different social media pages. Does make sure your background is different. Don't shoot out your house so people don't know where your house is. If you have tattoos, cover that shit up. I mean...
It's a lot of fucking work.
And also possible, right?
It is possible.
There are definitely full-service sex workers who don't show their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They literally have pictures of themselves with their faces blurred.
Yeah. A lot of people do that. So it's very possible.
It's just a lot of work. It's
going to be a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because you don't want people to find out. Because one person will find out who you are and they're going to tell people.
Yep. Right. And I think
selling pussy.
That's another thing too, is just to know in the back of your mind that it's always a possibility that someone can find out. Because if you're going into it expecting to never, ever have anyone find out, the chances are, if you blow up, big enough, if you're, I don't know, wanting to be super successful, I feel like there's a huge chance that someone will find out. So you should just be prepared for that just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to what is the phrase? The risk versus out. You have to weigh the risks.
Yeah.
And the because people gonna find out, and then what? Yeah. And once a sex worker, always a sex worker.
Yeah,
you actually cannot outrun that identity. So
no one will ever let that shit go.
Correct. I saw something that said that when you sign up for OnlyFans, we have to do tax paperwork, and so that. And I don't know because bitches have never really had a 9-to-5. But it says something along the lines of once you fill out that paperwork, it's on your record somehow with the government. So future jobs that are civvy jobs, if they look at that information, they'd be able to see. I think it probably is Phoenix Internet because that's the company.
Yeah.
And then if they were to look that up, they'd know it's OnlyFans. I don't know if y'all know that that's true or not or what.
I don't know because I have worked 9-to-5s. What job is looking at that
shit.
I don't know.
Deep.
That's very deep.
You have
and then
to, if you get higher up, they will though. The higher up you go, they do look deeper into
and that's why I say, if you're not about that life, don't fucking do it. Because that might be true. And there might be jobs where they do look that shit up. And now you thought you were going to make all this money. You thought you could run up a bag and now you're fucked up for life because you decided to have OnlyFans and you didn't make shit on there.
Correct.
So it's that's what, when I saw that tweet too, it was a TikTok, right? A TikTok video and they were talking about that.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. Because my thing is, why are you doing something like OnlyFans and talking about professional job? I don't know. Because it's that doesn't make, I doesn't compute to me.
People never be having both.
Yeah,
I've never thought I'm about to be popping pussy online, and then I'm about to go
be a teacher,
preschool
teacher.
But also remember that during this pandemic,
people who have civvy jobs are doing sex work.
The way OnlyFans became presented was just that everyone can do it, and you don't have to be doing sex work, and you don't have to be showing, and you don't. But I don't know.
I did OnlyFans so I wouldn't have to work a professional fucking job. If I wanted to work a professional job, then bitch, I would have stayed where the fuck I'm at. I don't know. To me, it's
professional jobs do not be making any money.
Exactly.
So people gotta have multiple income. So they're
right. That's what I think it is too. I think that people thought it was a side hustle, and a lot of people also got into professional jobs not because they thought that was what they were supposed to do, not that they knew that that's not that that's what they actually wanted to do. Bitch, hello. Not that's what I actually ever wanted to do, but bitch, I have to pay my bills. I have to get my shit done. And as far as I was concerned at the time, before I learned myself, before I learned everything, I worked at the bank, bitch. I had to get this check. My bills had to be paid. But
when I saw that, I was laughing because we had just had the episode and I was saying how I felt like it was weird that when people come forward with like their bad experiences with sex work and their sex workers, that I feel like we should like not. But I was mad as fuck when I saw that yesterday because I was like, bitch, you're not even, to me, they're not sex workers.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like bitches like that who just join just to do it and then they see that it's actually not all that. They see that it's actually a lot of work.
Yeah.
They just did it because they
just
see
dip a toe in.
Right.
And also don't identify as sex workers.
And then they come out and they do all this fucking bashing and shit like that. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Because first of all, you weren't even about this life, number one. You just did it. Because if those bitches would have made like $10,000 in a month, they wouldn't be on TikTok talking about some think about your professional life.
Right.
And anybody can look it up. No, they'd still be on OnlyFans shaking ass. So it's like,
but even if you didn't, though, like, even if you didn't, it's about like who you are as a person for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I haven't made a whole bunch of money off of OnlyFans yet.
No.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the way I move and the way I feel about it is like, no matter what from here on out, like, this is who the fuck I am. This is who I am. And I feel like the problem is a lot of them be like, I'm not a sex worker. I don't do this. I don't want to, I'm not this. And they try to pretend to be something that they are, or pretend to not be something that they are.
Correct.
And like, that's the problem.
And that's what I'm saying though. Like, you're about that life. And I'm about that life. So even if I made $500 on OnlyFans, I'd still be doing OnlyFans because I'm about that life.
Period.
Those bitches are not about that life. And the only reason they did it is because they see like all those posts like, thank you OnlyFans, bitches buying cars and shit like that. So they, in their mind, they're like, if I have an OnlyFans, because I have bitches who are not about that life every day in my DMs who I went to high school with. I'm tired of working 9 to 5. How do I get on OnlyFans? And it's like, bitch, I have been on OnlyFans since 2018.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know how long it has taken me to get to where the fuck I'm at right now? Like, this shit was not easy. So for them, they think that it's fast, easy money, and they're not about that life. But they're accepting it because of the money. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, they're just not about it. And I just don't appreciate that they come into these spaces and they do that shit. Then when it doesn't work out for them, they want to go and
talk shit.
Think about your life. Think about your future. Anyone can see your shit. Your shit is on the internet forever. You knew that before you did this shit.
Right.
We have been talking about this way before any of you bitches. And now all of a sudden now it's an issue.
Right.
You didn't think about that before you signed up?
I just watched something that HBO has called like Fake Famous. And it's about influencer culture and how people think like basically the same thing, you know, like it's easy money, like they don't have to do anything to work. And, you know, it's just the money just flows to me. So they took like 3 not so popular
influencers
people and turn them into influencers. And like 2 out of the 3 couldn't take it. They were just like, you know, this is a lot of work. This is too much. This is, you know, it's all fake and phony. And
what the fuck do you think being an influencer
is? What did you think was happening? Like, what did you? And the same thing. Like, the knowledge is out there. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Like,
I saw a video of a girl who she had to be like maybe 21 or 22, and she was saying something like, I really want to be a YouTuber, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, and how to create content, and da-da-da-da. And I was just thinking about, like, there's going to be a whole generation of people now who, like, want to be influencers and content creators. And it's really interesting because one of the things is, like, you got to actually have content. What are you going to create? Like, what is your fucking thing? And like, what are you going to do on YouTube? And in a way, I'm sure that there's every single generation, there is a different version of that, which is like delusion ends up being. And also not so much delusion because sometimes people say that and they do go on to just like get popping because of some random viral fucking video. So it's like, I don't know, but it is interesting. Yeah. And it is, I think, in part, it's our fault as influencers too, because we also help perpetuate it in a way, you know? Because like, and I think about that a lot, like with the things that I create, and it's like, and this is why I try my best to be more intentional about the things that I'm like writing and speaking about and creating and whatever. But like sex work world, I don't know that I've been able to like cross that threshold so much yet. Like, yes, we're doing like girl content, but I wouldn't even consider it like queer content, even though it's like 2 girls, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing. And also it's my job.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make fucking money.
Right.
I'm trying to be honest at the same time and be ethical at the same time and stick to my principles at the same time. So I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But bitch, it's a job. We're performing sex work. It's influence. It's fake, especially the influencers who are like I don't know, beauty gurus and fitness gurus and shit. Like that shit is all fake. They don't have principles. They don't give a fuck about how you're going to receive. They're literally like, there's whole trends on like people showing like what the influencer looks like in their pictures versus like and even with like Kylie Jenner and all the fucking Kardashians and shit. It's like, it is not, and it is fucked up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's capitalism.
That cycle.
Yeah. See, and I don't want to be a part of that in a way. Right. And also, I am trying to make my bag. But I will say that my biggest income is from OnlyFans.
Right.
And I'm okay with that because the audience that is buying that mostly is men. So I don't give a fuck I don't give a fuck about that. All of the other stuff I do, I feel really good about. And I make less money. And that's fine with me because I feel good about what I create.
Exactly.
I need all my scammer niggas